Boom.
Okay.
Now let's make sure everybody knows which fabulous teams we're talking about here. All right. So we are talking about your Philadelphia Eagles. We are talking about your Dallas Cowboys. We are talking about your New York Giants. And of course, none other than your Washington Redskins. So this is the picture we're painting for you, NFC East. All right. I'll let you kick it off for us with our honorable mention. Go ahead.
NFC East. You might be wondering why the NFC East deserve an MVP mention. They do because they keep things interesting in the NFL. They make us laugh. They give us things to talk about. And they're a hot mess.
There we go. The hottest of messes, because as part of being in the NFC East, it's not about how many games you win. It's about doing the best you can not to lose a game, to stack you up against your opponents.
Yes.
So you're competitive if you can prevent yourself from losing. That's what we're doing here. What can I do not to lose? We're not trying to win. We're trying not to lose. It's
Right.
a big difference. Think about it. Sleep on it. You'll get it. And at number 5, we have none other than Christian McCaffrey of the Carolina Panthers. Carolina Panthers being the team from my home state. I'm not a huge Panthers fan, but I'm always cheering for them because they're the home team. Christian McCaffrey makes this list because of the value that he brings to that team. Now, the team has not performed well, unfortunately, this season. They've had a lot of injury to deal with in their star quarterback, Cam Newton. But even while he was out, Christian McCaffrey still continued to produce and essentially carried that team. That was their offense. It has been their offense. He responded well. He's had over 1,300 rushing yards. He leads the league, or excuse me, is tied for first in the league with 14 rushing touchdowns. He has been a tank on the offensive side of the ball. When they give him the ball, he knows exactly what to do with it. And as just a little star, you typically in the NFL see this position played by a black athlete. So it is very exciting to see some diversity in that role, and not only the diversity, but the production that comes along with it. So hats off to Christian McCaffrey, and he's taken the 5th spot for our Fast Five MVP.
That's right. We like our playmakers here on SportsFlossGloss, and Christian
We
McCaffrey,
do.
he's a playmaker.
Anyone that follows the NFL, Russell Wilson is a household name. And as soon as he came into the NFL, he was making a name for himself. He started out as the NFL Rookie of the Year. He had the highest QBR rating, I believe, in 2015. He's already won a Super Bowl and Super Bowl MVP. But then what happens? The Legion of Boom leaves. And so they have revamped that team. And a lot of what has happened is he has really taken control of that offense. He has had a phenomenal season thus far. He's got over 3,700 passing yards this season, 28 touchdowns, and only 5 interceptions. So he is doing a great job taking care of the football, hitting his receivers in the right places that they can only get them, but not doing it in a position where it makes it easy for them to turn the ball over. So he's doing a phenomenal job. He's also using his legs some, over 300 rushing yards. We're excited to see where they are going to go. They're actually playing right now. So we'll see how they round up that game. But number 4, your Seattle Seahawk, Mr. Russell Wilson.
Yes, and also because he has the extra swag because he's married to Sierra. That says a lot about
Because
him.
he's married to Sierra. It does. It does. So he gets a little extra bonus point for that.
Yes. Michael Thomas. He's my MVP because he gave
Michael,
all of his teammates some Jordan 11s, breads, just because. I mean,
just because.
that's MVP character.
I was gonna say, if that doesn't make you an MVP and get you on the list, I'm not sure what does. But beyond his off the field swag and his ability to take care of his teammates, he does a great job taking care of the ball and playing well on the offensive end. He is the top target for Drew Brees, and he was even the top target for Teddy Bridgewater when Brees was out with that injury for those 5 or 6 games earlier this season. So he's surpassed or leads, the league in receiving yards and also receptions. He's got 1,552 receiving yards, 143 receptions, which that 140 third reception happened earlier this afternoon. And by doing that, he broke a 17-year record of most receptions in an NFL season that was previously held by Marvin Harrison. So it's a phenomenal thing that he's doing. And another thing that he did, because, breaking records apparently is his thing, that he has moved past Randy Moss and broken the record for the most receiving yards in the first 4 seasons of an NFL career. So Michael Thomas is playing well. He's getting helping his team to get wins, and it doesn't matter, as he's proven and shown, whoever is in that system working it. He can do it with Breeze. He can do it with Teddy Bridgewater, and for those reasons, and because he bought his entire team, Jordan Levens, we're going to hit him up with the number 3 spot as the top receiver in the league.
Yes, and also, ladies, if you have not seen the body issue for ESPN, you're welcome.
You're welcome is right. Check it out.
So, New England's defense is number 2 on our list because they are the number 1 defense in the league overall. They are allowing the first points per game, 13.2 points per game, and the first yards. And where would New England be without their defense this year? Their offense is very stagnant.
Out of the playoffs.
And they have to they are relying on their defense to really secure them, to keep the opposing team under 13 points, to keep that passing games of the other teams under control. So New England's defense is stout this year. Even though they didn't get all the Pro Bowl nods they have won it, you can't knock what they're doing overall as a defense, keeping their team alive in the playoffs. And you never want to play the Patriots in the playoffs because you never know what's going to happen if you have to visit them in Foxborough. So they're doing what they got to do to keep New England in it. And like we always see, you can never count New England out in the playoffs. So they're doing their job as an MVP candidate.
Absolutely. Keep it close and let Brady try to work some magic in the last few minutes of the game. He hasn't been great this season, but like you said, you don't want to see them and you don't want to see him when the game's on the line.
Lamar Jackson. He has taken away
Lamar Jackson.
I'd say with the MVP race this year. It was kind of close in the beginning. We thought Russell Wilson was going to take it home this year, but Lamar Jackson for sure is going to win NFL MVP this year. And if he does it, I already know Mark Ingram is going to come after you, homie. Big trust. All right. So just this past
hype man is coming.
Hype man is going to come at you. So Lamar Jackson just broke Michael Vick's rushing yards for QBs. So everybody knows how Michael Vick revolutionized the game. And then we have Lamar Jackson coming in and went up in the ante. So that was a big record that he put himself into. The record books there. He's the only quarterback with several games with 50-plus rushing yards and multiple TD passes. So he's not only doing it with his legs, he's doing it in the air. And that's what a lot of people were dinging him on in the NFL draft, was how well he could throw the ball, how accurate he was. And he showed them he put in the work. So, MVPs, you want somebody to put in the work for you, for your team. Lamar Jackson. So he also leading the leagues with the most offensive touchdowns and rushing yards. So not only is Lamar Jackson a dual threat quarterback, he also has that passion for the game. You can see him on the sidelines. You can see he takes accountability when he makes mistakes. You can see just how Mark Ingram and Justin Tucker stick up for him. Everyone always has the best things to say about him. You can tell his coaches love him. Everybody wants to play for him. Yep. He's just changing the culture of the Ravens, giving that whole community something to fight for, something to root for. So for that reason, Lamar Jackson is our NFL #1 candidate for MVP.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. A true leader and just true and ultra sheer dominance is all I can say. So there's nothing else to add to that. You wrapped it up beautifully. Merry Christmas, put a bow on it, and you just sent it to the next person. So, yes, that was fantastic. Yes, Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, all of that. I wore my Christmas sweater. You can't really see it. Yeah. Let's just reduce this angle here. It's got bells, they jingle. So me and my Christmas pug are very excited. All right.
All right, y'all. See you on the flip side in 2020.
Yeah, we'll see you in 2020. Everybody be safe. Have a Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. We'll see you next time. Out.